Okay, we're going to do a little update on all of the open trades. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 open trades. We've only closed Coinbase this week. So this week the cash flow was $295. All right, so let's go ahead and go through all of these. So, oh, by the way, I didn't give a signal for NVIDIA, but I like this trade a lot, so that's a bonus trade. You can see we had the wind up here and then the break out. So nice uptrend, nice stock. So side note. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go through all of them. Let's start with Etsy. Etsy, we're currently open, and I'm pretty much targeting in this 90 range up here where the gap happened. So I'm looking for this gap to fill. Right now the position is currently open. If we look at open trades here, we're currently open 205. We're open 205, which is good. We're up in 205, but this box is where I'm gonna get out if the trade doesn't work. Let's take a look at it on a weekly time frame. I'm just looking at price to stay up above here. So if it drops below, I'm gonna close the trade. Okay, so that's Etsy. Right now everything's going good. Let's go to the next one. The next one we're gonna go is Bitto. Bitto. I mean, look at that thing go. That thing's just awesome. Well, you see where we broke out of the box here? Let's go on a daily. I'm going to hold on to this as long as it's above this box, okay? And honestly, this is a long-term option. I've got this out for January of 25. So I'm planning on holding this one for a long time. If we get a drop, I'm probably going to add another position. But right now we got a ton of room, and the call's at 18, so we're deep in the money on this thing. And so if we look at the profit on it, the profit is $132. Okay. All right, so we got Bitto. Next, we're going to go look at DoorDash. Oh, yes. DoorDash is closing. Let's look at the weekly on this thing. So I got in on the break of this channel right here, and you can see we're up above, and then we kind of went sideways, and now we're closing up above this box. So again, I'm willing to hold this as long as it stays up above here. Right now, you know, with where we're at with our profit, we're up $180 again, so that's pretty nice. Pretty nice setup. Looking good with DoorDash. Okay, let's keep moving down the list. Let's look at what else did we enter? Bitto dash Roblox. Let's go to Roblox. All right, Roblox. So Roblox, we had quite a few gaps to the upside. We had one here, and then this is where I'm looking at holding on to, just as long as it stays up above here. If we look at it on the weekly, I'm looking for it to get to the top of this red or blue line, the top of the channel. However, let's take a look here, see what this looks like. We're currently at the top of a trend line here, so this one, I mean, if it breaks, this would be great to hold, because if we get a break out of here, that would be awesome. But I don't know that that's going to happen right now, so I will be willing to close this one and then re-enter when it does break. But right now I'm looking for it to break this trend line, break this, and then just rock, right? Because this is Roblox. Now, I'm not a huge fundamental guy, but I'm a little bit of one. And, you know, this thing just added they're like, I don't know, their numbers are like 150 million daily users, and they just added a ton of more daily users, and their revenues are up. So it's a great company. They're just losing money because they're expanding. If we look at their earnings, they're 713, 680. You know, so their earnings are growing. Let's look at here. 655, 680, 713. So they're growing, and once they cut some of those expenses down, their earnings are going to catch up, and it's just going to, I believe that it's going to rock. Okay, I really do. So anyways, that doesn't really matter. It does in some respect, because we know that it's got potential just to really fly, but we follow the price action. But it's winding up for a huge move, right? Huge. So this is one of those trades that if you held it, we got in here and we hold it all the way up here. This is the kind of trade that gives you life-changing returns. Okay, so just we're trying to catch those ahead of time. All right. Let's keep moving along. We got Meta. Let's look at Meta. And Meta's starting to make a move here. Let's go to Meta. All right, so Meta made a nice bump. Let's go to a daily chart. We made a box right in here. Okay, and it just bounced right off, and then it broke out. We had consolidation, it broke out, and then now it's above the moving average. So I'm looking for it to come right back up into this area. And then if it breaks, we could go beyond that and continue to move up. So Meta's a really good one. And the other one I have was YCL. Let's look at YCL. So this one is, let's look at a weekly. We got this weekly breakout. So let's zoom up. And this is what's interesting about this. This is a Japanese yen. This is Japanese yen. So this is using currency markets. And it's an actual Japanese yen leveraged fund. So it moves according to the US dollar versus the yen. And you're going to notice that we had a big sideways move and then a breakup out of this channel right here. And so if we also look at this, we got this going on. Okay, so big breakout. I'm going to hold on to this as long as it's above this box. If it breaks below, I'm getting out. And what else? Hood. Last but not least, Robinhood. Okay, so a couple things to note about good old Robinhood. Oh man, this is such a nice. Look at this. Like this is just like the Roblox trade, right? This could be huge. So I have some inside information on Robinhood. So number one, and well, I take it back. I don't have inside information, but I have some Robinhood fans who give me the information. Number one, Cathie Wood, the world famous investor from ARK. I'm sure everyone here knows who Cathie Wood is. If you don't, go look her up. She's a really smart lady. Cathie Wood just spent a ton of money buying shares on Robinhood. Okay, so not that I'm just always going to do what she does, but it doesn't hurt when she buys shares. So she bought a ton just this week. Okay, that could be part of the reason for this big move. But you can see we got a big, huge breakout. And then a friend of mine is a big Robinhood fan, just told me that they're expanding their offerings into other countries, into Europe, and so they're going to get a bunch more customers, which is going to increase their revenues, and so that's going to help them out as well. And so they're really, they're improving their platform, they're improving their service, they're going to really do well. And this is a strong candle. We haven't had anything like this. And that's why I did it the break, because we broke out of this box right here. Okay, we got this box. We broke out. So as long as we're above this, I'm holding this. I'm not going to close this until we break. Now, I didn't get... The one problem with this one is I didn't go out probably... I only went out till mid-January, 26 January, the end of January, so we don't have a ton of time. That's why sometimes I like the longer ones, because I might, if this breaks up to here, I might just close it and then try to buy a longer one, because it's going to take some time to get all the way back up here, and we want to try to get the maximum amount of gain we can. But this is, again, well, this is like life-changing money. If you could get in on an option here and go really long period, this could really make a big difference. Okay, so I'm not sure why I didn't quite go out a little bit further on this one, but that's okay. We'll make it work. All right, so yeah, I think that's it. Let's go to the spreadsheet to take a look. Hood, Meta, YCL. We closed coin this week, and let's look at coin anyways. The reason why I want to look at coin is because we closed it, and the only reason I closed it was because, oh, look at coin. And actually somebody on the training said, why did you close coin? So let's look at coin. We opened coin last week, and down here on this break, it went down, we opened coin, and then we had a huge gap up. And so I opened it at the end of the day, and then it gapped up, and I was up like $300 in just a few minutes. So it's like, oh, well, I just made $300 in a couple minutes. I think it's okay to take the profit on that. And I could have got back in because I closed it right at the top, and it would have given me opportunity to get back in. But right now, you know, we're getting near a resistance point, and so this is a really good one, and this could be life-changing money too, because you can see coin could get all the way back up here again. And what's interesting about this trade is that I've been buying coin. Yeah, so I've been buying this for a while, and it's been really... And so what that means is I've been dollar cost averaging, and when it hit $70, I was in profit. I was in profit at 70, and so now it's at 150, and so I've almost 3x'd my money from just dollar cost averaging on the way down, because I really had a strong belief in this. All right, well, that's this weekly update. We'll see you guys soon.